The company owner disguised himself as a worker and secretly entered his own company for an inspection. When he arrived at the cafeteria, he was shocked to see that the food served to the employees contained no meat. However, the workers seemed indifferent, and no one dared to complain. This confused the owner, so he asked the chef why only vegetables were being served. But instead of answering, the chef scolded him and told him to leave. He wanted to argue, but a worker quickly pulled him aside and invited him to sit together. The worker advised him not to cause trouble and explained that they had been working for years without ever eating meat. Curious, the owner kept pressing for answers. Just then, a wealthy man entered and sat down arrogantly. Upon seeing him, the chef immediately served him a plate full of meat. This special treatment made the owner even angrier. He questioned the chef, asking why he had claimed there was no meat. The arrogant man sneered and said that low-level workers did not deserve to eat meat. The owner then addressed all the employees, reminding them that everyone was entitled to the same meal portions. So why was only that man allowed to eat meat? The wealthy man simply replied that it was the rule, and no one had the right to question it. He then picked up a chicken leg and tried to force the owner to eat it. A nearby assistant quietly warned the man not to offend his superior. The owner decided to observe silently, waiting to see what the arrogant man would do next. Feeling even more superior, the rich man randomly pointed at a worker and ordered him to call him father. If the worker obeyed, he would be allowed to eat the chicken leg. Fearful of losing his job, the worker had no choice but to comply. Seeing this, the owner's anger reached its peak. Without hesitation, he slapped the arrogant man, so hard that the sound echoed through the cafeteria. The employees began murmuring among themselves, feeling a great sense of relief. The rich man's assistant stepped forward to defend him, but, intimidated by the owner's powerful presence, remained silent. The arrogant man could not accept what had happened and ordered his assistant to call the HR manager. He threatened to fire the owner, boasting that his father was the company's director. However, when the HR manager arrived, it turned out she was the owner's wife. She had been unaware of her husband's true identity. Hoping to de-escalate the situation, she pleaded with the rich man to forgive her husband. But the arrogant man made an outrageous demand. He told her to kiss him if she wanted her husband to keep his job. The HR manager firmly refused, stating without hesitation that she would bear all consequences. Seeing her determination, the arrogant man lost his patience and decided to kick both of them out of the company. At that moment, the company manager rushed in, desperately pleading for the owner's forgiveness. This shocked everyone. The next day, the wife finally learned her husband's real identity. However, the arrogant man still refused to believe it and contacted his father, the company's director. When the director arrived, the rich man confidently presented his ID card. But at that moment, his father suddenly realized that the person he had been disrespecting was the company's president-director. In the end, both father and son had no choice but to beg the president for forgiveness.